essential. Everywhere, all the time, science boosts your potential. Knowledge equals power. Don't waste another hour. You can do it. Anywhere, anytime.
We really like soda, and we drink lots of it. Soda sales topped $72 billion last year. That's a lot of soda. And if you like soda, you have this guy to thank for it. His name is Joseph Priestley. He discovered how to mix carbon dioxide with plain water to create soda water. And he did that back in 1772. Joseph Priestley was a very complex man, but most of all, he was just a man with long hair who was very curious. His discovery of soda water began with an observation and a question. He lived across the street from a brewery in England and noticed something peculiar.
I observed the bubbles of gas rising out of the tanks used to ferment the beer. Could that strange gas be fixed air? And could that fixed air give beer its refreshing taste?
Fixed air is a funny-sounding name. Did someone have to fix the air because it was broken?
No, that's just the name for the colorless gas that I suspect bubbles out of the top of the brewery tanks. Those bubbles of gas float over the edge of the brewery tanks and drop down to the ground.
So Joseph Priestley figured that the gas coming from the brewery tanks must be heavier than air.
I can form a hypothesis that some kind of chemical change must be taking place in the brewery tanks.
A chemical change is a change in which new substances are formed. Priestley could see the chemical change in this case by the gas bubbling out.
Thank you for that definition. No, stop doing that. I wonder if the bubbles found in a glass of beer could be the same gas bubbling from the beer fermentation tanks. And could water somehow be made to absorb that same gas to make the water as fizzy as beer?
So Priestley experimented, and he found a way to combine chemicals to create fixed air, which we now call carbon dioxide, in a bottle. He then connected the bottle to a bladder and a tube, and then overturned a full bottle of water into a bowl of water so that no air could sneak in. Priestley threaded the tube from the bottle of fixed air up into the overturned container of water. By squeezing the bladder, he could force the fixed air into the bottle of water.
During every step of the process, I made a note of everything I did and the changes they brought, so I could repeat the experiment again and again. Now that I have infused this water with fixed air, I will try to combine the water with the fixed air by shaking the container of water. That's quite refreshing, and perhaps maybe even medicinal. To the Right Honorable John, Earl of Sandwich.
Yes, there really was an Earl of Sandwich. Which do you think he liked, mustard or mayonnaise?
My lord, I am pleased that you liked my proposal for improving the water used by sailors at sea by infusing it with fixed air.
Priestley thought that mixing fixed air with water could help cure seasickness. And since he kept careful notes of his experiments, he could also share his discovery with friends and other scientists. And that is how Joseph Priestley added fizz to water using carbon dioxide. The chemical formula for carbon dioxide is CO2. That means each molecule of carbon dioxide is made up of one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. And it was this guy with long hair, Joseph Priestley, who discovered how to mix it with water. So when are the results of a scientific experiment accepted? This rushing water comes from 2 lakes near the West Palm Beach water treatment plant. It's a good example of a mixture. When you combine 2 or more different kinds of matter in any quantities, you have a mixture.
A mixture basically is a combination of any 2 substances without a chemical reaction occurring. So when you, for example, a fruit salad is a pretty simple mixture of different items together. A solution, salt water, is another mixture. Gasoline is a mixture.
When the water is pumped into the pipes of this treatment plant, it's a mixture because it's a combination of water and dirt and sand.
You also had floating particulate matter, little bits of plants, algae, other floating material that need to be settled out also. And the chemicals that we add to the water allows all of those particles to settle out and be removed from the water.
You can see that it's a mixture as the water flows through these large tanks, and the dirt and sand keep their own distinct physical properties. They drop to the bottom of the tanks, and the cleaner water remains near the top. But to get the water really clean, the treatment plant adds carbon dioxide to lower the pH of the water.
The addition of carbon dioxide will change the pH level so that the chemicals that we add are more effective and we can clean the water better.
Here's the end result. Sheets and clumps of dirt and sand and all the other substances mixed with the lake water that kept their own physical properties. They were removed from the water, so it's now clean enough to drink. The air we breathe, the ocean we swim in, and the rocks we find just about everywhere are also examples of mixtures. For example, this piece of granite is a mixture of minerals and crystals in different quantities. Each area, though, clearly has its own physical property. A solution is a special kind of a mixture. It's actually a mixture in which the molecules of 2 or more substances are evenly dissolved.